Good afternoon, class. Our lesson for today is about the human organ systems at work. And for the objective of this lesson, we're going to discuss how the organs of the different organ systems work together. Also, we're going to explain how the different organ systems work together. And we're going to create a chart that would show helpful habits that would promote proper functioning of the different organ systems. Pero before we start, meron kaming inihandang isang word hunt game para sa inyo. So, ready na ba kayo? Start na tayo! So, for this word hunt game, meron kayong 7 body systems na kailangang mahanap. And we're only giving you 1 minute para makumpleto yung 7 body systems na yon. And your timer starts now.
T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, your time is up. Now, let's check kung nakompleto nyo yung 7 body systems na hinahanap natin kanina. I hope nakompleto nyo silang lahat. So, let's proceed. So this time, class, I'm going to divide you into 5 groups. Each group will perform different activity. The materials were provided by the group and instructions on how to conduct the activity is already given to you. And class, remind ko lang na once you're done with your activity, each group will be presenting their data or observations in class. Okay? So you may start now.
Where do you call the part where two bones meet? Joints are where two bones meet. They make the skeleton flexible. Without them, movement would be impossible. Joints allow our bodies to move in many ways. So, dun sa ginawa ko pong activity, ang nagsisilbi dong joints ay yung round fastener. Hindi lang maganda yung pagkakagawa kasi medyo maliit yung image na ginamit. Which bones of your body cannot move? There are many types of joints, including joints that don't move in adults, such as the suture joints in the skull. Joints that don't move are called fixed. Other joints may move a little, such as the vertebrae. What are the other functions of the skeletal system? The skeletal system works as a support structure for your body. It gives the body its shape, allows movement, makes blood cells, provides protection for organs, and stores minerals. Raise your arm from your side. Extend your arm in front of you. Fold your arm towards you. What enabled you to do this? Our muscles enable us to do this. Our strength comes from our muscles and how much they are used. What happened to the muscles of the upper arm as you fold the arm? Based po sa nakita ko, bali, parang nagpo-form yung, parang may bumubukol sa ganito. Parang lumalabas siya, yung muscles niya dito. Can you move your arm if it had no bones? Without our bones, we could not stand or even move. Which part of the face that moves when you breathe? Cheeks, lips, eyes, chin, and nose. Which part of the face that moves when you frown? Forehead, lips, eyes, nose, and eyebrow. Which expression requires you to use more muscles? It actually takes more muscles to smile than to frown, while it's difficult to determine exactly how many muscles are involved in smiling or frowning. Not everyone smiles the same way and uses different types of smiles, depending on context. The bare minimum required for a smile is to 10 muscles. What happened to the open half of cucumber to the covered half? Did the stain change the color of the green peeling? Based po din sa activity na ginawa, madaling na-absorb ng cucumber na walang cover yung red food dye. Naka-apekto yung food color dun sa kulay ng pipino, samantalang wala ito naging epekto dun sa may cover na plastic wrap. What can you infer as to the role of the peeling or fruit cover of cucumber, the exposed half, in the plastic wrap? Ang gusto po dito ang ipakita na kahalagahan ng balat ng pipino at ng plastic wrap ay protection. And dun sa exposed half, yung ganito ang posibleng mangyari sa kalamnan natin kung wala tayong balat. Relate to your skin the observation you gathered from this activity. Ang balat ang pinakamalaking organ na bumabalot sa ating katawan bilang proteksyon sa ating kalamnan. Katulad ng cucumber sa activity, kung walang cover ang ating katawan, which is yung balat nga natin, exposed tayo sa dumi at ibang bagay, madali tayong ma-infect. How are the parts of the mouth involved in the chewing? By opening and closing of the jaw, secretion of saliva, and mixing of food with the tongue. When you chew the biscuit, what happened to it? It turns into smaller pieces and lumalambot po siya. Why do we have to chew food that we eat? Chewing breaks food into smaller pieces so they can be swallowed easily. From the mouth, where will the food go? Identify the parts of the digestive system that are involved in the digestion of food. In total, food takes from 20 to 30 hours to pass through your body. Food enters your mouth, travels down your esophagus, into your stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Trace the pathway of the food from the mouth until the digested food is absorbed and waste products are released. using the parts of the digestive system. So the food enters the mouth through a long tube, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, and exit the body as feces or poop through the anus. What happened to the size of your chest when you inhaled? When you breathe in or inhale, your diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This increases the space in your chest cavity and your lungs expand into it. The muscles between your ribs also help enlarge the chest cavity. They contract to pull your rib cage both upward and outward when you inhale. So, nag-iiba daw po yung size ng chest natin, ng chest cavity kapag nag-i-inhale or exhale. Base din sa ginawa kong activity, ang size ng chest cavity ko ay 38.7, and dun sa aking nung nag-exhale ako, naging siya 38.5, mas bumaba yung size niya. What other changes have you noticed as you breathe? The process of breathing or respiration is divided into two distinct phases, inhalation and exhalation. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and pulls downward, while the muscles between the ribs contract and pull upward. This increases the size of the thoracic cavity and decreases the pressure inside. As a result, air rushes and fills the lungs. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and the volume of the thoracic cavity decreases, while the pressure within it increases. As a result, the lungs contract and air is forced out. How do the different tasks affect your breathing rate? When you exercise like running and your muscles work harder, your body uses more oxygen and produces more carbon dioxide. To cope with this extra demand, your breathing has to increase from about 15 times a minute or 12 liters of air when you are resting, up to about 40 to 60 times a minute or 100 liters of air during exercise. What other factors could affect your breathing rate? There are various factors that affect a person's breathing rate, including injuries, exercise, emotion, mood, as well as a range of medical conditions. Katulad nga po nung, di ba kapag tayo takot or masaya, na-excite, nag-iiba yung paghinga natin, minsan bumibilis or minsan naman bumabagal. At dun din daw po sa may mga medical condition. What can you infer about the role of the heart in your life? With each heartbeat, the heart sends blood throughout our bodies, carrying oxygen to every cell. After delivering the oxygen, the blood returns to the heart. The heart then sends the blood to the lungs to pick up more oxygen. Does the heart beat at the same rate all the time? Our heart rate varies constantly. What may affect the rate of your heartbeat? Myriad factors affect our heart rate, including our age, medical conditions, medications, diet, and fitness level. When you touch accidentally a hot object or when something heavy hit your toes, what do we call this response? When enable you to respond, it is a reflex, an involuntary or automatic action that your body does in response to something. Reflexes protect your body from things that can harm it. For example, if you put your hand on a hot stove, a reflex causes you to immediately remove your hand before a "hey, this is hot" message even gets to your brain.
System is composed of organs that form the external covering of the body and protect it from many threats, such as infection, desiccation, abrasion, chemical assault, and radiation damage. In human, the integumentary system comprises the skin and its appendages, acting to protect the body from various kinds of damage such as loss of water and damages from the outside. It also made of specialized cells that secrete melanin to protect the body from the carcinogenic effect of UV rays and cells that have an immune function. Sweat glands that excrete waste and regulate body temperature are also part of an integumentary system. The integumentary system consists of the skin, hair, nail, glands, and nerves. Its main function is to act as a barrier to protect the body from the outside environment. It also helps to retain body fluids, protect against disease, eliminate waste product, regulates body temperature. In order to do these things, the integumentary system works with all the other systems of our body. Each of has a role to play in maintaining the internal conditions that a human body needs to function properly. The integumentary system serves as one of the first line of defense of our body against pathogens. Hair. Hair helps you to keep warm. Glands. Glands release oil for moisture and protection. Nerves. Nerves send and receive messages to the brain. The skeletal system. The skeletal system consists of bones, joints, and connective tissue. The skeleton provides the basic shape of the human body and supports the different internal organs like brain, which is protected by the skull. It also works with muscle to enable us to stand, walk, and do other manual tasks. Class, ang ating skeletal system daw po is nagko-consist ng bones, joints, at connective tissues. Also, ang ating skeleton is nagpo-provide ng basic shape of the human body and sinusuportahan ng iba't ibang internal organs natin, kagaya na lang ng brain, which is naproprotektahan siya ng ating skull. It also works with muscle to enable us to stand, walk, and do other manual tasks. Some bones enclose the marrow, the blood-forming tissues. Calcium and phosphorus are stored in bones to keep them strong. Dito naman daw, yung calcium daw and phosphorus ay nananatili sa ating bone para ito ay maging strong, para maging maayos at malakas yung ating bone. There are 206 bones in human body. They differ in size, shape, and length. Ang ating human body ay mayroong 206 bones at ang pinagkaiba lamang nila ay sa size, shape, and length. The connective tissues mainly in the cartilage are found in the tip of the nose, outer ears, and between vertebrae of the spinal column. Cartilage cushion are where two or more bones usually meet. There are joints that do not allow movement, such as in the skull and pelvis. Dito pala. Meron namang mga joints na hindi nag-aalaw ng movement, kagaya na lang ng sa ating skull and pelvis. There are joints that allow full movements of bones which found in your dito naman, yung meron namang inaalaw namang mag full movements ng bones, kagaya ng knees, wrist, ankles, at shoulders. The bones are held together by tough tissue called ligaments. Sa inyong palagay, paano nga ba natin mapapangalagaan ang ating skeletal system? Bones are supposed to last lifetime, but sometimes they are injured, like when we fall or slide, causing the bone fracture or sprain of ligaments and tendons. Oo nga naman. Ang bones natin is pang lifetime na yan. Pero minsan, dahil nga tayo ay nai-injured, nahuhulog tayo, nadudulas, at nagkakos yun ng bone fracture or sprain. Ano nga ba ang dapat natin gawin? Paano nga ba natin mapapangalagaan ang ating skeletal system? Tama, mapapangalagaan natin ang ating skeletal system sa pamamagitan ng pag-take ng pagkain na mayaman sa protina, also get plenty of exercise, lastly, iwasan ang paninigarilyo. How does a bone heal? Ito yung pinaka-common na disease, lalo na sa mga matatanda, na naaapektuhan ng ating skeletal system, arthritis at osteoporosis. Paano nga ba maghihil ang ating bone? Merong 3 process ng paghihil ang bone: inflammation, bone production, and bone remodeling. Paano nga ba ito maghihil? Paano nga ba naghihil ang bone natin? Una dyan, mag-consult tayo sa doctor, and our doctor give you medicine for the pain. Sa pamamagitan niyan, ang bone natin ay gagaling at babalik sa line-up nito or sa tamang place nito. Muscular system. The muscular system is composed of specialized cells called muscle fibers. Their predominant function is contractibility. Muscle attached to bones or internal organs and blood vessels are responsible for movement. Nearly all movement in the body is the result of muscle contraction. Yung muscular system is composed daw po sa cells na tinatawag na muscle fibers, and their predominant function is contractibility. Yung muscle naman is attached siya sa bones or internal organs and blood vessels natin. Types of muscles: skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. The muscle system enables us to move our body parts to perform various tasks. Moving our legs, arms, neck, and head requires muscles working with our bones. The heart beats because of the muscle and muscles vary in length, shape, size, and thickness. Tumitibok yung puso natin dahil sa muscles na andon. Muscles, dun sa muscles may pagkakaiba din yan, kagaya sa length, sa shape nila, sa size, and sa thickness. Hindi yan lahat pare-parehas. Muscles and bones are attached to each other by tendons. Dahil sa tendons, yung muscles and bones daw po ay attached to each other. Muscle help the food move through our digestive tract, flow of blood through blood vessels, and breathing. These are due to muscles that are not under conscious control. For us to use our arms or skeletal muscles contract to move bone, and when the muscle relaxes, the muscle disorder may be due to action of nerves, like in muscle spasms, and progressive awakening and frequent tiring of muscles. Regular exercise, health diet, rich in minerals and proteins, avoiding overstressing of muscles will help us make our muscles healthy. Dito naman daw po sa muscles na ito, yung muscles daw po na hindi under sa conscious control natin is hindi siya yung may disorder po due to action of nerves natin na biglaan tayo, yung parang yung muscles natin, yung pagod siya. Pag ganun yung muscles natin, kailangan natin ng regular exercise, healthy diet na mayaman sa minerals and proteins. Isa pa din dito is avoiding overstressing natin ng muscles. Yung healthy muscles is makakatulong ito para sa atin. Ito yung mga example ng healthy muscles. And that's all. That human digestive system, oral cavity, esophagus, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine. The food that our body needs must be broken before it can be used by our cells. The digestive organs shown in a diagram earlier will help you learn how the food is digested. For example, a biscuit, which a carbohydrate that you can eat, has to be chewed, mechanical digested in the mouth, the teeth, and the tongue are involved. Yung mga pagkain daw po na kailangan ng ating katawan is kailangan madurog bago pa to magamit ng cells natin. Yung digestive organs kanina na pinakita, yung diagram is makakatulong para sa inyo mga bata kung paano ma-digest ang pagkain. For example, na nga doon yung biscuit, which is a carbohydrate that you can eat, has to be chewed, mechanical in the mouth, the teeth and the tongue are involved. Gamit nga yung ating bibig, ngipin, at tongue. The biscuit is moistened by our saliva that contains a substance to start chemical digestion. Yung biscuit, once na mabasa na yun ng ating laway, unti-unti na yung lumalambot. At doon na nga magsisimula yung chemical digestion. The tongue pushes the broken bits of biscuit to the back of the mouth and swallow. Yung since nga na-moisten na yung biscuit, unti-unti na siyang nabobroken and unti-unti na siyang napupunta dun sa back of the mouth natin at malunok. The food goes down to the digested tract, esophagus, stomach, and small intestine. Once na nga na ma-digest na natin yung food, diretso na siya sa esophagus, stomach natin, and sa small intestine natin. Further breakdown, the biscuit occurs into the stomach. Chemical digestion continues and ends in the small intestine of where nutrients are absorbed. Yung mga food na kinakain natin, napupunta siya sa small intestine. Doon napupunta yung nutrients ng mga kinakain natin. Foods are not broken down in the small intestine, move to the large intestine, and after a while, release as solid waste. Yung mga pagkain naman na hindi nadudurog sa tiyan natin, galing yun sa small intestine na mapupunta sa large intestine, and after nun, i-release na natin siya as a solid waste or yung dumi natin. The liver, gallbladder, and pancreas also are involved in digestion. Digestive enzymes are produced by the stomach, pancreas, and the small intestine to complete digestion. Not only for carbohydrates, but pati na raw sa fats, proteins na kinakain natin. Our digestive system may be infected by germs that cause of diarrhea, pagsusuka, cholera. We must clean and cook properly the food that we take. Ayun nga mga bata, dapat kapag magluluto tayo, dapat malinis at maayos ang pagkain na ating kakainin. Washing hands with soap and water before and after eating must be a habit. Kailangan pagkakain, kailangan hugasan ng kamay gamit ang sabon, tubig bago kumain at bago matapos. The water that we drink must be free from germs and parasites. Yun nga, kailangang malinis ang tubig nating iniinom at wala itong germs at kung anumang parasites. Lastly, uminom ng maraming tubig.
The circulatory system. The circulatory system is one of the most important systems in a human body. It consists of the heart, blood, and blood vessels. The circulatory system is a transport system of the body. It is responsible for the distribution of blood and other nutrients throughout the body. It is made up of heart, blood, and blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels, which are veins, arteries, and capillaries. The circulatory system. Blood. The blood is liquid part that is constantly flowing throughout the body. It is composed of a liquid part called plasma and a solid part of formed component which are the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. The red blood cells is also known as the erythrocyte that transport gases to and from the cells. The white blood cells are leukocytes, play a vital role in the body's immune system. They fight bad bacteria, viruses, and others that cause infection. The last form components are the platelets or thrombocytes. They are the smallest of form components of blood that help in blood clotting. Blood vessels. The blood vessels are the vast network of small tubes that carry blood throughout the body. These are blood vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart. Veins are carry the oxygenated blood back to the heart. The capillaries are the smallest blood vessels which serve as a connection between arteries and veins. When blood passes through them, oxygen, food nutrient, and waste pass in and out through capillary walls. Heart. Heart is known as the pumping organ of the body. It keeps the blood moving throughout the body, and the average heartbeat of human is 60 to 100 times per minute. It has 4 chambers: the left and right atrium and the left and right ventricle. The left and right atrium receive carbon dioxide rich blood or deoxygenated blood from the lungs. The ventricles pump blood out of the heart through arteries. Nervous system. The body system that controls their part of the body as the nervous system. The nervous system receives signal from stimuli inside and outside of the body. The main function of the nervous system is to engage and coordinate bodily activities. The nervous system has two main parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of the brain and the spinal. The brain is primary organ of the central nervous system contained within in the skull. It receives or interprets contrast signal. The brain makes us conscious, emotional, and smart. It is the control system for movement, sleep, hunger. Each of has a role to play in maintaining the internal conditions that a human body needs to function properly. The brain controls all human emotion like love, hate, fear, anger, and sadness. Parts of the brain. Cerebrum of forebrain. It is the largest part of the brain. This part receives sensory messages. It acts as the center of emotion consciousness, learning, and voluntary movement. Cerebellum. Cerebellum is located beneath the cerebrum. It is smaller than the cerebrum. It coordinates involuntary and muscle action. It is responsibility for man's ability to learn habits and develop skills. It also helps maintain person's sense of balance. Brainstem. Brainstem is the elevated area at the base of the brain. It contains vital center for autonomic function. The spinal cord. It is cord-like material in the backbone. It extends downward from the medulla oblongata through 4/5 of the spinal column. So based from the experiment and yung mga observations and report ng bawat grupo, masasabi natin na talaga namang the human organ system is napaka-complex. It is made of trillions of cells with different sizes, shapes, and functions. And itong mga cells na to na may pare-parehong functions at may pare-parehong forms, they form a tissue. Tapos, itong mga tissue naman ito, it comprises an organ. And several organ comprises an organ systems. And these organ systems help us to live and perform many tasks. So, to summarize lang yung lesson natin for today, so I have here the human anatomy, and aware naman tayong lahat na our body is comprises of several organ systems, and isa-isahin lang natin yan. So, first we have the integumentary system. Pag sinabing integumentary system, ito yung yung ating skin, the hair, the nails, okay. Sila yung nagsiserve as barriers. Pinoprotektahan nila yung katawan natin, yung internal organs natin, o yung internal body parts natin from injuries and infections. So, yun yung main function ng integumentary system. And then, we have the skeletal system. So, dito naman, sa skeletal system, it provides a structure to the body and protects also the internal organs. So, dahil sa skeletal system, tayo ay nakakatayo. Included dyan, syempre, yung ating mga bones and yung mga joints. Also, nabanggit din kanina na pinoprotektahan niya yung mga internal organs ng ating katawan. So, isa yun sa mahalagang function ng ating skeletal system. And then, we have the muscular system. So, when we say muscular system, ito yung mga muscles ng ating mga katawan that supports the body and allows it to move. So, sa muscular system, meron tayong 3 types of muscles. We have the skeletal muscles. So, ito yung mga muscles na nakakabit sa ating mga buto. And mostly, yung movement nito is voluntary. So, ibig sabihin, kayang-kaya natin kontrolin yung paggalaw ng mga muscles na ito. And then, we have the smooth muscles. Ito naman yung matatagpuan natin sa mga, like sa tiyan natin, sa tiyan and the intestine. And mostly, ang galaw nila ay involuntary or hindi natin kayang kontrolin. And then last one is the cardiac muscle. So when we say cardiac muscles, ito yung nasa puso natin, and siya yung responsible para sa contraction ng heart natin para tuloy-tuloy itong mag-pump ng blood and mabuhay tayo. Okay. And then we have the digestive system. So alam naman natin yan since elementary na ang digestive system, ang main function niya is to break down food para ma-absorb ng katawan natin yung mga nutrients. And digestion, nagsisimula talaga siya sa ating bibig, pamagitan ng pagkain natin. And then, dadaan siya sa esophagus, papunta sa ating stomach, wherein sa stomach, andyan i-release yung iba't ibang gastric juices na nag-i-aid sa digestion. And then, once na dumaan na siya sa stomach, pupunta siya sa small intestine. So, sa small intestine, mostly yung digestion occurs. So, sa small intestine, andyan yung mga villi and microvilli kung saan ina-absorb nila yung mga nutrients galing dun sa mga na-digest na foods. And then, yung mga undigested foods naman, sila yung pupunta sa large intestine na eventually, ito yung inilalabas din ng ating mga katawan. Okay, and then next we have the respiratory system. So, si respiratory system, of course, lahat naman sila importante yung functions. Pero ito kasi si respiratory system, alam naman natin na siya yung responsible sa ating paghinga. It takes in oxygen and releases waste gases. So, it allows yung exchange ng gases sa ating katawan. So, we inhale oxygen and we exhale naman yung carbon dioxide. So, yan yung pinaka-function ng ating respiratory system. And then, we have the circulatory system. So, si circulatory system naman, it transports oxygen, nutrients, and other substances to cells and carries waste materials or yung mga waste ng ating katawan. Responsible dyan si circulatory system. And then, the last one, we have the nervous system. So, sa nervous system, ito yung responsible sa pag-control ng ating mga sensation, ng ating mga iniisip, ng ating mga paggalaw, and virtually all other body activities. So, yun lang. That comprises our body system. So, I think may mga ibang body systems na hindi natin na-discuss or hindi kasama dito, but aware naman kayo dun sa iba't ibang mga systems na yun. So, this time guys, meron ako ditong isang chart, which is, meron siyang, nakapaloob dito yung iba't ibang body systems natin. So, meron lang ako ipapagawa sa inyo, maglalagay lang kayo dito sa part na to ng mga healthy habits that promote proper functioning of the organ system. So, ilalagay nyo lang dito ano ba yung mga dapat nating gawin para mapanatili natin na nagfa-function ng maayos yung iba't ibang body system natin. So, for example, ka-integumentary system, which is the hair, the skin, the nails, and siguro sama na rin natin yung glands, yung iba't ibang glands. So, ano yung mga dapat natin gawin para ma-maintain natin na maganda yung skin natin, yung hair natin, para nang sa ganon ay mag-function siya ng maayos. So, susulat nyo siya dito. Ganon din kay skeletal, muscular, digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and the nervous system. So, lahat yan. Susulat nyo dito sa blankong space kung ano yung mga dapat natin gawin para mapanatili na nagpa-function sila ng maayos. So, kuha na kayo ng paper and start doing this activity. So, that's the end of our discussion class. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if none, I think you're all ready for a short quiz. So, mag-ready kayo ng paper and ball pen. And for the first part, I'm going to read the function of the body system, and then you're going to write your answer on your paper. So, let's start. Number 1. I transport nutrients to body organs. Who am I? Number 2. I protect the body from injury and germs. Who am I? Number 3. I am responsible in the breaking down of foods and the absorption of nutrients. Who am I? Number 4. I enable you to know your environment and respond to them. Who am I? And for the last number, I provide the framework of your body. Who am I? For test 2, you're going to find the words from the box to identify the description given in items 6 to 10. You're going to write the words on the space provided. Okay, number 6. Carries blood from body organs to the lungs. Number 7. Increases in number when there is infection. Number 8. Receives stimuli and conduct responses. Number 9. Involves indirect gas exchange. And last number, enables the bone to move with the muscles. At the count of 3, you're going to pass your papers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all papers here. So that's all for today's lesson, class. I hope may natutunan kayo, and class dismissed na, and God bless you all.